All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to design the podcast page. So let's jump into it. So what I'm going to do is on the desktop, I'm going to right click and we're going to hit copy and we're going to paste it. And then we're going to name this podcast. Then I'm going to hit return, open it up. And then what I want you to do is we're going to bring in the source. So we're not going to use the source that we use for the home page. We're actually going to use the podcast source. So I'm going to click on open. We're going to go to podcast. I'm going to hit Control A, Control C, and then we're going to Control V it into our PSD file. So I'm going to drag it right there. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to bring it up here. Okay. So you can see here, there's another element that we need to add to create the podcast content. So here's what I want to do. I want to go through all the layers here. So if you just click and drag down, you can turn off all the layers and we can delete the original source. Hit Control S to save that. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the top bar and the nav bar since we've already built it here. Okay, I'll show you what I'm doing in a second here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go like this, grab the marquee tool with the letter M on your keyboard. And I'm just going to select the top bar and the nav bar and hit delete. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the nav bar, layer 2, the top bar, and layer 1. So now we have the top bar, the nav bar, and the podcast content here, and this as well. And then all we need to do is delete the footer, and then we have our content. So let's grab that and delete it. Okay. Okay, and I'll delete that as well. Okay. Then I'm going to turn on the body. Okay. And then we'll turn on the top footer and the content, and then layer 5 and the bottom footer. Okay, so now we have, let me move these up. So if you select the bottom footer and then hold shift and click on layer 5, hit the key V on your keyboard, and then just snudge it up a little bit. Then we have what we're looking for there. Now, the only thing that I want to change here with our source, so I'm going to label this source. Okay, the only thing that I want to get rid of is this right here. So if we grab the marquee tool and highlight that and hit delete, okay, and the other thing I want to do is I want to move this content and kind of make it more, actually no, that's pretty well spaced, actually. What we want to do is move the footer up. So I'm going to grab the top footer and the layer 5 and the bottom footer. So these 4 layers here we need to select. So from layer 4 down to the bottom footer, I'm going to select them all. And then I'm just going to nudge it up like so. Okay. Now, the reason why you're not seeing it is because the content is the top layer, right? So if I put the content there and turn the body off, okay, now you can see where our footer is. Okay, now if I move that down, okay, that's fine right there. Okay, so now we have a little bit of transparency here. So if we hit the letter C for the crop tool, and then I just move this up and kiss the bottom of the footer, now we have our content. Now the only thing I need to tweak here is this right here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn the source on and off, and then I'm going to use the eyedropper, okay, and then the paint bucket, and I'm going to paint in where it's transparent there, and now we have the podcast page. And again, what we did was we used the template that we built here and just added it here and then added the content that was already there. Now again, when you're designing a site, you're either going to have content or you're going to make dummy content, which means you would have like a square with X's through it as an example. And that's just for a content placeholder. Because when you're designing at first, you're just trying to design the interface first, and then you're going to add content after that. So with that being said, in the next video, we are going to design the blog page. So I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.